Why do people care so much about representation in medicine? Well, here's 3 reasons as to why you should care about representation in medicine. The first one being the alarming figures that are represented in our US total active physicians. Only 5 to 6% are actually Black, with less than 3% of that actually being US Black men. I know for myself, the biggest misconception that I had was that I went 22 years of my life only seeing one Black physician. One key pivotal player for me to actually knowing that it was possible was actually seeing Dr. Antonio Webb on YouTube and his other social media platforms and seeing how he was paving a way from Georgetown all the way to San Antonio, Texas, where he's a practicing orthopedic spine surgeon. I remember vividly watching his videos and just seeing that even when the cards are stacked against you, you still have an opportunity to make life exactly what you want it to be. This actually inspired me to create my own channel so that I could have that same impact maybe on 1 or 2 people in my lifetime that want to pursue medicine, and knowing that it is possible by seeing someone who is not this perfect all-star as far as on paper, but was able to still accomplish their dreams. And number 2, the media plays a major role in painting an image that Black people only succeed in 3 major categories. First one being entertainment, second one being music, and the third one being sports. They never take the time to highlight the other mass accomplishments such as the roles in philanthropy, religion, and education. This places major importance on those who actually have a voice on their own respective platforms to go out there and advocate and actually talk about some of these discrepancies and show how Black people can succeed in other lights that are not shown in the popular media. And number 3, we need to build actual trust within the medical community for all cultures. Unfortunately, a lot of the mistrust that is actually within the medical system itself comes from just decades of utilizing Black people as lab projects in order to know more about diseases, vaccines, and so forth. One example is Tuskegee syphilis study, where in Alabama, they were actually finding low-income sharecroppers and telling them that they had bad blood. Essentially what they were doing for these about 600 Black patients was examining the progression of syphilis, knowing that we did not actually have a cure for syphilis at the time, but using this as a hallmark to actually track the progression of the actual disease, which gave rise to our antibiotic that we know now as penicillin. Henrietta Lacks was another story that was actually conducted at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. Essentially what they were doing is that they had this lady who actually had cervical cancer, but what they did not tell her is that they were utilizing all of her tumor cells because they found that they were HeLa cells. Essentially, this will give rise to curing other things such as polio, and it can also be rerouted as other vaccines. But they were using that at the expense of Henrietta Lacks' actual life. And with this discussion, it's always pivotal to realize that we do need to all come together in order to create change. Various cultures coming together as a collective to actually identify what is morally and ethically right to do. With more representation, we ensure that all races have an opportunity to equal care and the ability to strive for their goals and their dreams without the fear of neglect or judgment just based off of their racial profile.